Wow. As of this morning, that would be June the 11th of 2024, I have 100 subscribers on the channel. I want to thank anyone and everyone who did subscribe. This channel started as just kind of a little fun hobby, a little passion project. In real life, a lot of people have commented unprompted. They're like, hey, do you do radio work? Do you do, voice stuff? And I guess eventually that got into my head enough to where I was like, why don't I try that? But I didn't really have experience doing much in the way of anything even remotely professional with my voice. So I was like, well, where should I start? And so I thought, why don't I read stuff that I find interesting? So, okay, that's not a bad idea. So I started thinking about, like, SCPs. I mean, I love reading about those. A long time ago, I think I made this channel back on July of 2017. I did, like, one test reading, and I just kind of left it for a while. But then, around 2021, 2022, I decided, okay, I'm actually going to really try this as a hobby. I'm going to try voice work. And I started having fun with it. I decided that I was going to try and read, just as a long-term goal, all 999 original SCPs, or at least 100 of them. I didn't know if I was going to make it that far. I didn't even know how long I would manage to go, but that was just kind of a, hey, there's so many here that I probably won't run out for a long time if I decide to keep doing this. And thus far, I haven't. And I still kind of have that as like a tentative, I can shoot for this goal. I at least want to do 100 SCPs, because I like SCPs. I like the wiki, I like the stories. But, I tried reading some Lovecraft. I like Elite Dangerous, so I tried a couple of those readings, but admittedly, their wiki is not that great with the kinds of details I like. And then eventually, I got brave enough to do little rants, testing little unscripted things like this, where I just kind of talk into the microphone about whatever's on my mind, usually centered vaguely around a topic. And it was one of these rants that really kicked this off. I made a video a little while back called I Think MechWarrior and Battletech Are Cool. And that seemed to resonate with a lot of people, and suddenly I noticed, oh, hey, people are commenting. Like, not bots in the comments. Like, there's people talking, and I've loved talking with you guys in the comments, by the way. I've learned a lot more about Battletech and MechWarrior. I've been painting more models and playing MechWarrior 5 way too many hours in the last couple of weeks, because it's just, I love the setting. It's a lot of fun. And you guys have kind of helped point out a bunch of stuff I didn't know about the lore and engaged kind of your own stories about your own mechs and experiences. And it's a lot of fun. So I want to thank all you guys who have, decided, hey, this is something I can listen to. This is something I can subscribe to. I make a lot of these videos with the idea of, like, yeah, you can paint while listening. You can, just kind of do stuff in the background while listening to it. Because that's what I do. If I'm painting a model, I'll try and find a video that's either associated with the model or just something cool to listen to while I'll, work on whatever project. And so that's kind of what I wanted this channel to be. And I intend to continue. I want to read about more mechs in no particular order. I want to read about, more SCPs. I might revisit Elite Dangerous once I get brave enough to actually maybe script my own stuff, because, again, their wiki's kind of sparse for readings, but maybe I'll get brave and actually cobble together something cool about, like, oh, hey, here's what I learned about this ship in particular, with my own research. But that's a potential. One thing that I really do want to do eventually is get brave and upload some of my own writing as well. I've done that with a short novella that I wrote back in college that I uploaded on the channel called Dreams of Rain. I probably need to redo the recording. I was talking a little fast in the first few chapters, but that's an example of, like, I do write, so I would love to do more of that. And of course, I'm going to keep reading stuff that already exists, like SCPs and Battletech, but eventually I do want to put some of my own stuff up here and see, if anyone's interested, or at the very least just to say, I did it, hey, I made this, check it out, just to have the option. But ultimately, at the end of the day, this channel is here for fun. I like reading about stuff. I like sharing my interests. I like saying, hey, I think this mech is cool. I think this mech is interesting. Or, hey, I think this horror story is neat. And I want to talk about it. And, with so many resources out there to read from, and, I personally find that these days I read with my eyes less and I more listen to things. So I thought, why not do that? I mean, there's tons of channels out there that already read SCPs, and there's tons of channels out there that already read about certain mechs. But this one's mine, so I want to do what I can. I want to read. It's good practice. It teaches me about voice work and editing. Believe it or not, it kind of teaches me discipline, because I'm like, okay, it's, I usually record on Thursday. I'm like, it's Thursday. I gotta sit down for an hour and a half. I gotta, record. I gotta edit and stuff like that. And it's got me into some good habits. So I'm kind of rambling like I tend to do with, my rants. And this is a lot more, admittedly, impromptu than even most of my other rants, because I'll usually have the chance to, sit down and think, oh, do I want to release this on Sunday? But I kind of want to just thank the 100 subscribers this week. So forgive me if I'm a little all over the place. But yeah, no, genuinely, I'm really happy to see that other people are interested in what I read. I'm really interested in continuing to read more, both on the stuff that people have been talking about, the Mech Warrior and all that stuff, more SCPs, and just eventually my own stuff. I'm excited. It's a lot of fun to do these, and to see that other people are also enjoying it, that just makes my day. And so I'm really excited to keep going. Ultimately, yeah, that's kind of it. Real quick, I may as well add this little bit here. I may as well tell you kind of what I've got going on here. I have a little Rode NTS microphone. I got that for, I think, Christmas a couple years ago. And I suspended it upside down in a milk crate surrounded by sound-absorbing foam that I got, like, secondhand. So it is a kind of janky setup, but, I mean, it muffles my voice enough. I mean, I'm not a great Foley, and I don't exactly have enough resources to build myself a little sound booth yet or anything like that, so I just kind of made a little foam sound absorber zone here. So I plug that in. I got my laptop right on my painting desk that I use to paint my models, and yeah, I have this little setup. I come in here, I read something I find interesting, and then I try and make the videos, and it's been a lot of fun. I, of course, intend to keep learning, to keep improving my process, to keep, making things that are interesting. And eventually I want to get braver and make things that are less, pre-scripted. I started with reading things that were pre-written, not only because, they're already there, but also because it gave me more of the ability to focus on, actually improving the reading part, actually improving, like, hey, how's voice control, how's editing of things, how's noise reduction and all that jazz. But now that I've gotten a lot more comfortable with it, you might have noticed that at the end of my Battletech videos, sure, I'm reading off of Sarna.net, but at the end of each of those, I'll put in personal notes, which are my own personal thoughts on things that's, not on Sarna. And I kind of hope to, put out more original content as time goes on, or at the very least, not just, reading what's already been written. But that said, I also think that, again, with how much people tend to just listen to things nowadays rather than reading, I don't think there's anything wrong with reading things that have already been written, as long as they're credited. And I try to credit everything properly in the, in the description of all my videos. Fun fact, the SCP Wiki has, like, a really detailed and nice thing at the bottom of each page for citing it. It's got, like, the name of the author, any personal links of theirs, all that stuff, and that's just been really nice. Without that, I usually just link directly to wherever I found it, if it's not something that I made myself. But yeah, no. So I intend to keep doing some of those readings, but eventually want to branch out to writing some stuff myself, and at the very least, if talking about a property that exists, getting a little more comfortable with, just kind of doing my own take on it and stuff like that. But all that rambling aside, to kind of wrap this all up, because this is just kind of a short little impromptu, whoa, I got 100 subscribers video. Thank you, all of you. All 100 of you. It actually looks like it's 101 now, which is really cool. That I can see it kind of go up in real time. But thank you, all of you, for your interest, for listening, for your comments. I love your comments. I love engaging with and talking with you guys in the chat or in the comments of the video, not chat. You know what I mean? About just the topic of the videos and whatnot. And I hope to continue to do that. I hope to continue to grow. If all goes well, hopefully, I might increase the frequency of uploads. Right now, I'm pretty consistent with once a week. Maybe if, I have more time and stuff like that, if I can get my schedule in order, I can hopefully do something like twice a week or something like that. But for now, thank you all for listening. I intend to keep improving. And as always, thank you all for listening to my voice.